Have you ever used tarot cards? Stay tuned and let's talk about them. Hi everybody, welcome back to another video by Pan Society. I'm Sherry, and today I want to talk more about tarot cards. So last week we had the conversation of divination, and now I want to continue that conversation by breaking down the different forms that we have of divination. So today's cartomancy, or card reading. Tarot cards actually have a really long history. It originally started off as a card game. This is back in the 15th, 16th century. It was played in Italy, Germany, France. It had 4 suits. Depending on the region, the suits were always different, and 4 face cards for each suit, as well as the ace to the 10, the pip cards. Now, if that sounds familiar, if you have a deck of playing cards in your house today, that's where they came from. They have the 4 suits, the hearts, the diamonds, the spades, and the clubs. And then we have the 1 through 10, the ace through 10, and then we have the 3 face cards. We don't have 4, we only have 3, the jack, the queen, and the king. So that's kind of where they came from. Somewhere in, I would say, the late 17th, early 18th century, someone added 22 major arcana cards. So the 4 suits would be the minor arcana, and then the 22 that were added later, this is where the divination started. And then they started using the cards to make predictions or divine prophecies. Well, not necessarily prophecies, but, you know, just read. That's where cartomancy began. And so it's fun that we have that history still in our house. Like, everybody almost in the world has a deck of playing cards in their house. And I actually know people that can read a regular deck of playing cards as tarot cards because they can associate those suits together. They're just missing the major arcana, which to them isn't a big deal. Now, say you want to pick out a deck. There are so many choices out there. So it's great that there's tons of choices. And even better today is the fact that you can go and Google a deck before you buy it and check the images, and you can see all the artwork before you buy them. We didn't have that option 10 years ago, and so it was kind of a hit or miss, because you went by the card or whatever artwork was represented on the box, and then you just assumed that that was what it's going to be. So you have tons of options, and you have ways of previewing the cards before you buy them. And then there's tons more artists out there too. So if you are choosing a new deck, the way you would go about it is look at the artwork. Tarot cards are all about symbolism. So when you're looking at the picture of a tarot card, you're going to take, besides your intuition, you're going to look at the symbolism and see what it feels to you, what it means to you, and find those correspondences and aspects. You know, if there's a color that's predominant, are there symbols in there that remind you of certain things? Is there a story happening? And that's what you're doing, is you're putting these cards together to create a story. So take your time and go through as many decks as possible. And then sometimes there's that chance that you're loving a deck and then all of a sudden it's just not working for you anymore. And that happens. It ebbs and flows. Now, if you have a deck already, decks are spiritual tools. So we talked about cleansing, and you will have to cleanse your deck. Now this one you're not going to throw water on or anything, because obviously it's paper, but you could do smoke cleansing with like incense or some smoking herbs. You can also cleanse it with sun energy, and then after you've cleansed it, there is charging. So you can charge it with moon energy by putting it on a windowsill in the full moon, or some people place crystals on top of theirs, and that's reinvigorating it with energy so that you can use it for more readings. If you have a tarot deck, let us know what kind of tarot deck you have. Comment down below, or share pictures of it with us. What kind of readings do you like to do? Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time in another Pan video.